Good morning, y'all. I am at school. It is 6:30 and I left my classroom a mess, so I'm gonna try to clean this up, or at least shove it back into the closet again before the kids get here. I could go through some of these things. All of this stays. These are things that I bought from Carson DeLosa that I never have used. So we'll see if I keep those or donate those. I can go through all this stuff because I know what we use. And then I think I'm gonna test out all these markers. I'll probably do that first. Kind of decide what I'm gonna do with all this stuff. I have plenty of room to store things, so I have to take a look at that bottom shelf and then this whole side, which also isn't that much. It's just a lot of bags and stuff. And this down here is basically M class, which has to stay, and then boxes of Legos. So I can't really touch that stuff. But I kind of want to make that shelf stuff that I don't need, like ever. That way, since it's on the bottom, I don't worry about it. I did buy new facial sponges at Dollar Tree yesterday, and so what I'm doing is I'm just cutting off the tag that is on one of them in the pack, which is extremely annoying. But I use these as my students' dry erase erasers. I've used them every year. I think I kept the same ones my first 2 years of teaching, but since then I just purchase new ones every year. I mean, I buy like 6 packs, so it's $6. Nothing crazy, and I just think they're super thin, but they're also thick enough that they actually make an effort. I've been repurchasing them for years. I like them much better than things like this. I just feel like these take up so much space and they're unnecessary. I'll see if I could fit them here because eventually they're gonna go in my kids' pencil boxes. I may have to use just an extra one until I make the pencil boxes. I ended up storing all of my pipe cleaners in this longer like paper bin. I know it's crazy that I have so many pipe cleaners, but these have just been donated for class parties. So I took them all out of the bag and now I know I have them. We can use them in the future. All of this stuff and these cotton balls and stuff were in a big shopping bag. Like, I'm never gonna remember that I have it. So I love that I did this. I think I'm realizing that one of these shelves is going to have to be dedicated to party and craft supplies, but at least that means I can keep all of this stuff in one area so I know where it is. If I ever need cotton balls, I'll know where they are. If I ever need food coloring, I'll know where it is. I went ahead and put the treat bags in the little party bin because that's really the only time that I would use those. And then I took my brown paper bags and I stuffed them in this bottom one. I know that doesn't look the greatest when the cabinet's open, but I don't know if I really care that much. I think I'm also gonna move these envelopes down to be next to it so it's like balanced out. We use those throughout the year on projects and things, and I always forget I have them because in the past I've stored them with my Ziploc bags, and that's just not accessible, and they don't fit in a smaller bin like this, and I just feel like it's silly to take up space on a shelf for those when they can slide and fit right there, and they're like malleable, so like they can push against the door and they'll be okay. I have my pipe cleaner bin. I went ahead and put my wooden dowels in here because they're the same exact size, and those are the only ones I have. They just fit perfectly and it makes the most sense. I made a bin full of cotton balls, and I do actually have even more over here, so we'll see how many my kids use for the STEM project today. And then I could stuff this some more. I didn't want to put the like special ones in there, so I feel like I want to put those in a little bin. I know that's a little bit dramatic. Maybe I'll end up splitting this half and half, like, because I can squish them. That's it so far. Oh, I got this bin because I took all of the pencils that were in it out of it. These were ones, what I was doing last year, so silly. During like the beginning of the school year with like COVID restrictions, every time kids needed new pencils, instead of sharpening them, I would literally take their pencil and just give them a brand new one. So these are basically brand new pencils. So I'm just going to sharpen them all, and then I'm going to store them obviously in my sharpened pencil bin. So, and I have plenty of room in there, so that's perfect. I did end up using one of my extra bins as well. This is all the Velcro that was in that shipping box yesterday. So that's all in there. This stuff is just thrown in here, but I did wipe down these 2 shelves. So I'm gonna put some stuff in here. I think I'm going to make this shelf the party shelf because it's at a weird height. I want access to these. Really quick before the kids get here, I did just lower the shelf. It was a time. I thought I was going to have to move this whole thing because this door couldn't open all the way, and I started moving it and it was a very difficult process. But luckily I wiggled it in, so that's good, because I wanted these 2 to stack on top of each other, and they were like just tight enough when it was one higher, this bottom shelf. So I had room, so I lowered it. So this is going to be all my party and craft supplies. That is where we're at. I did end up putting all the cotton balls in here because I'm like, we're not wasting space. I think for now I'm gonna put all the, because this is a bag of yarn, which we use at the beginning of the year. I think I'm gonna put yarn and ribbon in this box. Hey y'all, it is now after school, and thank goodness, because I was struggling today. I'm on my 3rd cup of coffee and I had my teamie, and I mean, I'm running on 4 hours of sleep from last night, 4 hours from the night before, so it's been wild. But I've accomplished a lot today, so let me show you. I'm gonna get to put these materials away now because the kids have built their contraptions here. Their assignment was to protect a photo. So, you know, this makes sense. This, sometimes I'm not really sure. So I can clean up my materials, put them where they need to be. I went ahead and sharpened all of the pencils because we had a new sharpener in the supply room. So I got a beautiful blue sharpener that works amazing. I wish I still had more pencils to show you, but I'm going to leave these pencils here in the sharp container. I got these from Target. I also got this sprinkle tray from Target 2 years ago, I want to say, maybe last year even. But I'm not going to let the kids use the sharpener. First of all, I hate when they use it while I'm teaching, and it's just loud and a distraction. Although this one, let me show you. It's beautiful. And they all look like fresh Ticonderogas. It's amazing, like pre-sharpened ones. So for the rest of summer school, which is 2 days, I'm gonna have them put their dull pencils here and then take a sharp pencil. And I'm going to do this next year as well. I'm not going to have my kids sharpen. I may have a pencil sharpener job. I do it in the morning or in the afternoons, but other than that, they're the only person who will touch it other than me, because it needs to stay nice. Here are all the sharpened pencils. I threw away the ones with not so great erasers. See, so this one's not amazing. Don't come for me. But I kept most of them. So that is good. This is looking more full. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back in the cabinet, which I believe I'm basically done organizing. So let's talk about this. Well, I don't want to fully talk about it till I'm done, but I placed my student erasers right here, so I will be able to move those to my kids' pencil boxes once I create them, which would be nice because I need a couple extra spots. I have some dry shampoo and some air freshener, room freshener in here. They used to be sitting up here, but they can't stand here, so it made so much more sense to keep them here. I also have like my Advil here, so I'd rather put this one up high, but that's fine, it'll be there for now. I have extra band-aids, extra double-sided tape. This is removable double-sided tape. I got it through my fundraiser, so we'll see how that is. And then I have my brown bags, my envelopes, I moved them to the bottom. I have paper straws in here because I'm like, I don't know where else to store them. I use these for activities in math. My paper clips, I'm like, oh duh, of course put them in here. That's all set. I do have to go through this bag, but I went ahead and I hung all of my bags here. They used to be like shoved in there and it's just a mess. I have my laptop bag in there. I have a donut face mask from one of my students, my pig slippers. I have my space suit. I have my space backpack, which I use for field trips. I have my umbrella, extra hangers, my rain jacket from yesterday, so I'll take that home. And then on this side, I just have some skeletons and Gallon Man. Those are just hanging up nicely. I have organized and decluttered this area. So in this basket, which I believe is probably from like Dollar General, I have a bunch of those fun socks. Kids give them to me as gifts all the time. I have gloves in here and a hat, and then some other random holiday accessories just in case I need them, and I obviously don't want to keep them at home, so that's going back there. I don't know what else I want to put up here, but I like the empty space. I still need to work on all of this because I want my new containers, but I think I've already showed you this craft and party shelf. This down here is going to stay the way it is because this is all old M class. Maybe it'll be able to be moved out of my classroom this year because we're not using any of this anymore and it's all digital anyway. Old blurt beans, I'm just leaving that there. And then we have Lego bins. I did consolidate all of the pre-prepped materials that belong in this classroom to one little bin, so that's nice. There's a bunch of stuff, like I have to take an inventory to know what I have because there's just a lot in there. My pencils obviously go in here. These t-shirts I might keep down there at the bottom because I don't know what else I would put there, and they're not something I need to access all the time. I still have my popsicle sticks because I am changing my container when I get my new ones. I have all this random stuff in this container for now. I mean, it's only a couple items. Those styrofoam balls, the little easels, food coloring, and my lanyards. I just moved them out of the way. I have a bunch of ornaments, which I think this was on the bottom shelf before. I honestly think I'm just going to keep it there. Perfect. Because, I mean, those are hard to store. That's fine. I have some pumps. I want to keep one in my recess bin. I think they're for my yoga ball stools and maybe my wobble cushions. So I might keep them. Actually, I have the perfect place in this basket. These are from Hobby Lobby. Perfect. I never even pumped these up, and the kids sit on them, so I probably should pump them up. I did go ahead and keep these Time for Kids. I'm like, I can't get rid of this. So I have all my old Time for Kids and Scholastic News in my easel drawer right there. So those I can either pull for small groups. The only good thing about the Time for Kids is it's 2nd grade level, so I could pull those for my lower readers. Other than that, text feature hunt. I let the summer school kids pick some today to take home. So leaving that the way it is. So right when I was in college, got out of college, I was so inspired to have a just writing station, writing center, writing corner area with a bunch of different prompts and stuff. And I did buy this at one of the Carson DeLosa warehouse sales, and I thought this was really neat. It's like the different world records, and then there's a bunch of writing prompts that go with it. I feel like this would be cool to kind of put a new card in there every week for my writing center. I guess I have to figure out where would I want to keep this. If I'm pulling from it weekly, it's I don't need it behind my desk. If it's up front in my cabinet, I have enough space to set it in there, so I'll probably set it in there. And then the other thing I have is this Dollars and Kids Sense Money Management Made Fun, which is really neat. And it has little activities that you can do to teach kids different things about money. But I'm just money's not in our standard. I might just give this away because I've had it for years and never used it, and it's just taking up space, but also it's not taking up that much space. So that cabinet is basically ready to go. There's a ton of open space, which is awesome. I can almost move things from this one over here, but I think I'm going to start organizing maybe 1 or 2 shelves in here. I do have like my recess stuff, which let me know down below how you guys store your indoor recess items, because I honestly hate letting my kids go into my cabinet and them trying to store it is just crazy. So let me know what you do, because I need a new system. Let's head over to that cabinet and see what we can accomplish today. All right, so I really feel like it's not as bad as it looks. There's just stuff that I've pulled out that I've just thrown kind of in the front, but everything really has a place. Cause like behind these, I need to fix the order of those, but I have all of my little containers. I don't necessarily love these because they're red, but they're in the cabinet, so who cares? I have these like, I need to move Judy. Where should I store Judy? I don't know, not here. I have all these little number tiles, which I love. I used to use these. I'm trying to think for what. Maybe like rounding, I don't know. They're literally just a tile with 0 through 9 on them. That is awesome. And then back there I have room for more little containers in here. This shelf is basically organized. It's a little dusty. Obviously this doesn't go here. This is stuff that I took off my walls and never did anything with. So I have these 2 scrapbooking cases that I'm gonna shove this stuff in, because that holds like decor pieces. You know what ended up happening? A lot of this is from when we shut down in 2020, and like I have all this birthday stuff, which I need to find a spot to put up next year. I love this. And it's all laminated and very nice, but I didn't take this stuff down in my classroom. Our assistant did, because the assistants had to still come work to get paid, but like we were not allowed in the classroom. So they broke down our classrooms for us. So I never ended up taking this out this year because it wasn't priority, you know? Gotta put that away. All this Play-Doh, I'm honestly gonna trash it because it is years old and it is hard. All right, so I'm in the process of clearing that top shelf because I have all of my scrapbooking cases with my math centers that go up there, and then my task cards are over here. So these bins are usually not there, and then these base 10 blocks are not there. I need to get more containers for those base 10 blocks, but like I really want the one with the 3 dividers, and I can't find them anywhere anymore. So if you've been able to find them, let me know. I got some from Dollar Tree way back when, but they haven't been around since, so not sure there. But it literally pains me to get rid of these, because when I had my circus classroom, I was like, oh my gosh, these look like a carousel, like they are perfect for my table groups, but like I don't do group supplies anymore. I was on the hunt for another one of these, which is why I have a yellow one up front from Really Good Stuff, which was $20. And they sell these every year and they update them and they make them better and better. So it's like I don't need to hold on to them because they take up so much space. Like these are not easy to store. I'm not really using them. I might keep 2 because I do use one as like a little guided reading caddy. However, like the ball fell off the bottom of this one, so it doesn't even stand correctly. I love this color because it matches my classroom, and I definitely don't want the red. I like the green because it's bright, but also isn't technically really, I don't know. It doesn't matter because it's donuts, so I could really use any color. So this one has a bunch of fidgets in it, which I got from the Target Dollar Spot, and clearly kids have written on it. I need to go through it and throw some away because they got very gross, some of them. Like these stress balls. Okay, yeah, that's trash. Our guidance counselors made us like a calm down caddy last year with new fidgets, so I don't necessarily need these. So I'll go through and toss some of these. So I won't need it for that purpose anymore. But like I was saying, I like to have one for guided reading. I used to have expos, or just small group in general, expos, highlighters, pencils, and then I had erasers in here. I'm doing the expos next year that have the erasers already on them, so I could put something else like sticky notes would probably be a good idea to put in one of them. So I definitely want this at my table, but I might choose a different color. I don't know, I'll think about it. So I'll hold on to them, but I'll just leave them out here for now because like, why am I gonna keep things that I have to store that I'm literally not going to use? That if I really want one, I could pay $3 and buy another one. Like, it's not that big of a deal. The other thing I have in here is a bunch of notepads. So again, this has to do with the writing center. Have kids write on different fun things. So I have to find somewhere else to store this. This is one of the baskets I spray painted because I couldn't find a black one. That's funny. So I need to write down about these containers. Moving down, see, everything is kind of just tossed in here. I think I organized it by like math manipulatives, and then this was science, and then this was indoor recess. So I kind of just want to like pull everything out and then put it all back in. But again, waiting on my new bins is going to be helpful. I kind of want more of these little ones. I like these little ones because I have a lot of little things that I could put in there. And then I have like these random bins, which is fine, but like, you know, my teacher heart type A personality just wants them all to match. Clearly indoor recess is a hot mess down here. So tell me what to do instead, because I had like puzzles in baggies in these bins. I had board games. They were all nice, but the kids don't know how to put them back. Even if I show them, like, it's just, the cabinet's too deep. Maybe if I put them on like just indoor recess on one side, that way they don't have to reach. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, but I think I'm gonna pause there for today because I don't have it in me to remove everything from here. I'll bring those back. I know I need to look out for those, so, and then I need to decide on my caddy. At least that's a place to start. I'm probably going to end this video here, so that is it for classroom setup day 1, I guess we could call this, since I'm organizing my cabinets, and that is something very important. Organization is honestly everything. I think part of the reason this past school year that I felt so overwhelmed and stressed constantly is because I knew that that cabinet looked like that. Like, I dreaded opening that thing. It's a start. I'm really happy about the other cabinet. I love that there's no more random things in there and they all have a place. And when everything has a place, life is just so much better. So it will also be a lot nicer when the kids are gone and all their stuff is gone and I can just spread out. I have 2 more days until summer school's over, and then I can't get back into my classroom until like August 6th. So I'm just trying to do everything I can to be ahead of the game, because these are like simple tasks that like you don't want to think about when it's back to school time, you know? You just want everything to be organized. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure you are subscribed. Turn on my notifications so you don't miss any more classroom setup videos or any videos from me in the future. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up so it reaches as many teachers as possible. Make sure you're following me on Instagram, because I do try to update there every day as well. Sometimes we chat about things that I don't chat about on YouTube. And also I've been doing weekly Instagram lives just to hang out with y'all and catch up and chat and, you know, do whatever. So I will see you somewhere else sometime soon. See you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.